This is Morning Edition on KUNC. Drought and massive wildfires in Russia have sent prices for wheat through the roof. It's good news for American farmers who are fetching record prices for their crops this harvest season. Here in Colorado, which exports 80% of the wheat it produces, things especially are looking up. Still, as KUNC's Kirk Sigler reports, the celebration may be short-lived.
Wheat fields unfold in every direction the farther east you get from Denver International Airport. Driving on a two-lane road outside of the small town of Byers, the wind is so ferocious you have to death grip the steering wheel. But on Mark Linneber's farm nearby, it's the flies that are the real nuisance.
We'll step out of the flies.
Are the flies always bad out here?
They can be. The flies don't have a lot of people to spread out, so they kind of concentrate on us.
So the flies and other critters don't take over and eat his wheat stored in 60-foot-tall bins. Linneber fires up huge fans to keep things cool. He's holding on to more wheat in these bins this summer than he normally does because Linneber's gambling that prices will continue to rise. That's part of the risky business of farming, he says, knowing when to sell and when to hold off for higher prices later.
Our entire livelihood depends on that gamble.
Given the drought in Russia and its new export ban, speculators and investors believe prices will soar even higher before they fall. Fortunately, most American wheat farmers are coming off one of their best harvests in years. In Colorado, farmers this summer have produced record supplies, which will pump an expected $500 million into the state's economy. Daryl Hanovan is executive director of the Colorado Association of Wheat Growers.
So to have a record yield and have above-average prices at the same time is historic.
And on its face, just from Economics 101, kind of strange.
It is. And my educational background is economics, and, there's an inverse relationship.
One that Hanovan expects the market will soon correct. He's also quick to say that the news isn't all good. As wheat prices rise, so have prices for fertilizer, and farmers are seeing other production costs spike as well. And then there are the concerns about global food shortages and hunger epidemics if there's less wheat on the market long term.
We're never going to be able to control the weather, so some of this is par for the course.
Economist and trade advocate Charlotte Heberbrand is president of the Washington, D.C.-based International Food and Agricultural Trade Policy Council. At least for the short term, she expects there will be enough wheat to go around.
Thank God we've got trade to make up for shortfalls. The U.S. producers will be able to step up to the plate and meet global demand that's presently not being met by Russian wheat producers.
But if Russia has another bad year and drought returns to states like Colorado, economists believe food shortages will be a concern. Back on the Eastern Plains, farmer Mark Linneber sees opportunity in all of this, but...
No, we never bust open champagne.
Linneber says American farmers like him know all too well they could be in the Russians' position next year.
Because I might make $500,000 this year. I'm not going to build a $500,000 home. I'm going to save that because I've got a plan for the probability that the next year is going to be a bad crop.
Linneber sold more than half of his wheat already and wishes he had held on to more because prices are still climbing. He may have a second chance. With wheat prices forecast to continue to rise, farmers must now decide how much wheat to plant for next year, something that could affect Linneber's bottom line just as much as the Russian drought. For KUNC, I'm Kirk Sigler.